It is December 25th, 2024, Christmas Day, Christmas morning. To get started, Randell Clifford means, born January 3rd, 1985. Went to Detroit Public Schools growing up. Also private Baptist schools when I acted a fool at Detroit Public Schools. Then high school, I played football, basketball, track, at Detroit Catholic Central High School at that time period, Redford, Michigan. While doing that, I was Scholastic's oil painting recipient of a silver key for Mission Scholastics. My freshman year, stopped painting, quit all sports when my father died my freshman year. And then my uncle, who helped discipline me, my father died my sophomore year. And my uncle died the following year, who helped discipline and raise me the following year, the same month, in my junior year. Stuck to football, junior and senior season. And with that, won 2 state championships, all state my senior year, recruited by Eric Lewis, the son of Sherman Lewis, and went to Ball State. Had a full ride to the Naval Academy. I wanted to party in college, have fun. So, and you'll understand why later on. Played 2 years at Ball State under Brady Hoke before he went back to University of Michigan as a head coach. Had a little book scandal, loaned some kids some books. They paid me a small price and then returned them at the end of the semester. Some other students were involved with it. Parents of those students put us in a lawsuit with EA Sports because our images were on the name of the jerseys. So I got a fat check that the IRS ended up trying to audit me for after I was out of college. But the EA Sports football game wasn't from 2000. I graduated December 2008, up until this year. EA Sports just came back out. That's the irony of it. Transferred to Howard University in Washington, D.C., full scholarship athlete there as well. Played my last 2 years there. Then I had the American Heritage Bowl, and that was sponsored by the Navy. Played in that in Anaheim, California, and was at the mansion of John McAfee at that time period when he still owned McAfee Internet Security. He sponsored the game with the Navy. His fate, it happened down the road, and it is what it is. Came back to Michigan during the housing crisis years. So around February, January 2009. My last was in the top picks of the draft for DBs. 8 teams wanted me, including the Jacksonville Jaguars, who my father's family's from, which was huge at that time period. They drafted me in the 5th round, and they wanted me badly, but they couldn't get my medical records from the second-year coaches at Howard University, and that's a long story. I'll get to that another day. Yeah, they got the guy from UCF, Daniel R. Tovar, from the Naval Academy, as well as now FBI, but now the VP of IT Corporation, was my agent and gave me my recommendation letter, including my cousin was a millionaire in the Pentagon at that time period, but a black Navy captain wrote my recommendation letter as well. Was going to be a Navy aviator. Went through the testing, etc. Had my recommendation letters, high chains. 3 people out of 8 people on the board felt that my grades were up and down through college. Who knows? So joined the Michigan Army National Guard as E4 mechanic. So that's my second security clearance, and briefly served until non-dishonorable discharge in September 11th, 2009. Went back to school, Wayne State University, for 3 years, kind of off and on. Didn't take it seriously, but I did take my math courses seriously and my science courses seriously. Was at Wayne State University from 2009 to 2012. Electrical engineering, second bachelor's degree. Oh, and I'm sorry, I graduated from Howard University with a degree in business management. Degree in political science, minor in business management. So I had my 2 years of accounting, degree in history at Ball State. So I finished with a political science degree, minor in business management. Worked different jobs, kind of minuscule jobs from 2012 until 2017 when I was going through my next security clearance in probably 2018 through the EPA and the Environmental Protection Agency with US Ecology as a chemical process engineer technician. While that, did that for 8 months, did very well. Even though corporate, you have to be a year within the company to apply for management jobs or even move up to be anything else, And someone recommended me for corporate, their financial headquarters in College Park, Livonia, Michigan, next to Comerica Bank headquarters. And I got there, trial by fire, had their largest 2 accounts, doing probably 400 to 600 contracts per month of Columbia Pipeline Group in TransCanada, NiSource as well, and helped with a corporate merger at 34 years old in 2019. Left there, went to PVS, wanted a slight pay raise. They wouldn't give it. So I was like, okay, I'll go to somewhere else and see my opportunities. Went to PVS Chemicals, with the Nicholson family, pretty much did the same kind of role, contract support accounting. Did that briefly. And then I went to Livingston International, which is the largest brokerage in the world based out of Toronto, Canada. Their multiple customers, but also their big accounts are Ford, Tesla, as well as General Motors. I was focused on a lot of their other accounts, but also I was focused on Tesla accounts and shipments when he was moving in shipments from California to Texas, as well as through Hong Kong. Did that for a year, got my certification through the NCB FAA, National Brokerage Federation, as a customer release analyst. Left there after that year and then went to Willow Run Airport for Ascent Global Logistics, USA Jet. Became an air traffic coordinator with logistics, emergency freight, where customers are paying 200 to 500 grand per trip for emergency freight, whether 1 pallet, 2 pallets, etc., with the aircrafts and delivery pickup carriers, whether basically Mexico, the United States, and Canada. And we dealt with Ford, John Deere, Chrysler, Tesla, Boeing, etc. Did that close to a year, then became a supply chain manager out in Brighton at General Chemical Corporation. Did everything from setting up daily procedures, itineraries, production reports, etc. Left that position because the new owner, a couple years older than me, took over the company from his father, and basically they were under. I didn't find out until some months later when I met with HA International partner company that he inherited some lawsuits from his father, but also there's kind of EPA regulations. Left there 1 year full at Renaissance Global Logistics. Pretty much did all the contracts, shipping, receiving clerk, all the contracts in Wixom, Michigan, dealing with General Motors, all their electric battery cells, shipments domestically, Brownstown's, Factory Zero, etc., as well as all their shipments to Ramos, Mexico, with the drivers, probably 35 to 40 drivers per month. I'm sorry, per day. That's a brief summary going into my birthday, January 3rd, 2025, to turn 40 years old.